Welcome to the second mini lesson for Lon-Capa. This time I'm going to talk about how to build your course. So let's assume you've already signed into Lon-Capa, and I'm going to use as an example my demo course. So I can mess around all I want without screwing up the students. If you don't already have a demo course, contact Alejandra. You'll see her contact information on the login screen for Lon-Capa, and she'll set you up with one. And really, I implore you to get one so that you can mess around with this, find out what does what, and how things might affect the students before you actually do indeed affect the students. So demo courses are very, very handy. So here I am in it, and we're talking about how to build your course. And you pretty much do that straight from the course editor. So you click on course editor. And it's sort of like the My Computer of Lon-Capa. So here is where you can do organize your folders, move things around, rename your folders, everything like that. In addition, this is where you import both external and published files. This is where you can create various things. And it also allows you to do some randomizing. So you can do a lot through Course Editor. So first, let's just talk about organizing. So, this is my demo course, so it's just sort of messy. Let's say we want a new folder to organize things. So you hit New Folder down here. Notice that there's several different things that you can do. New Folder is right there, so you name it something interesting. And here it is at the bottom. Now notice when I did that, this little changes will become active for your current session after reinitializing course or next time you log in. Okay, so I can do all the changes I want here, and the students will not see any of that until either I hit this button right here or I log out and log in again. Okay. Otherwise, no matter what I change, students won't see it. So I'll hit reinitialize course. Now also, say you're making multiple changes all at once. You don't have to do it after every single one. You can wait till the very end, hit reinitialize, and it'll reinitialize for all those changes you've made. Okay. So here I've got this new folder called something interesting. Let's say I actually want to change it something to a different name. You can just hit the rename right there. You'll get this window, and now I'm going to change it to something even more interesting as a title. Okay. You can change the order of it with these blue arrows. You can move it up or down. So now it's moved up. Or you can go here and just say exactly which order in the queue you want it to be. So let's say I want it to be the second thing here. Okay. So I can click on that, and it's completely empty. Notice this is like my address bar, so I can see exactly where I am. I'm under Main Course Documents. I'm in the folder Something More Interesting, which is empty right now. Okay, so let's go back to Main Course Documents. And, okay, so say I want to move this file and put it in here. Okay, so I can, well, that would remove it entirely, just delete it. But I'm going to cut it. Yes, I'm sure. And I'll go in here, and I will, went the wrong one. Here we go. And I will paste it. So now this folder that we created now has a file in it. Okay, and I'll reinitialize it so that the students can see it. So there it is. Voila. You can also just copy something. So maybe I'll just copy that. Fine. And then I'll paste it in here. Okay. Reinitialize. Fine. Okay. So now I've got two files. Now this one should also be under the main course documents. Yes. Okay. So the one in here is just a copy of that. Okay. So that can be very handy. So say your students finish assignment 1 and you want to set up those exact same problems to just let them practice on before an exam without changing their grades. You can copy all of those assignments and put it in, say, a practice folder. So that's something that I've done. Okay, so let's go back in here. So here we can import any external document I want. So here you just choose whatever file it is that you want to import, call it whatever you want, import it. Or you can get things from your construction space through publish resources. And I'll go through that. So from whatever folder you want, you hit the publish resources, and then you hit import. So keep in mind that this is different. This import is different than the import under publish resources. This is all external. This is all from construction space. So I hit import, and it gives up this little pop-up. So here you can see lots and lots of different construction spaces. Really, you can steal stuff from any construction space. So RES is for your resource space or construction space. Okay, so from there, I mean, you could steal something from Harvard if you wanted to, but let's just stick with UIUC. Okay, UIUC. Okay. So again, here's our address bar, and let's just say I want to go into, say, Fireman's construction space, and I'm going to borrow stuff from hers. So notice I'm not even in my construction space. I could go back to the UIUC server and find mine if I wanted to, or I could do what I did originally and pick somebody else's. So maybe I'll pick Seam Signers. Okay, fine. So there's all this stuff, and it's basically whatever you've done in the construction space, and there will be a mini lesson on how to make things in a construction space much later. Let's assume you've already made it. You can pick whatever you want. You can pick one or multiples, or uncheck all or check all, whatever you want. Okay, so let's say we want to import that, and I can finish it, and those two will pop up right here under that folder, my main course documents. Or I can continue my import, and let's say now I want something from Fireman's construction space. I want those two problems. Okay, fine. So notice the two originally I got from Sam's space are there, and two I got from Ellen's space is right there. And I'll just hit finish import, and ta-da, they're all there. Oh, nice. So again, you can use these things to order whatever order you want. Fine. Okay, reinitialize the course as soon as you've seen it. Okay, so now you know how to create new folders, you know how to import external documents, you know how to import things from construction spaces. And if you listen to the first mini lesson, you said that everything is made in the construction space, which is almost true, but not entirely. So in essence, it was a lie. There are some things that you can make here, and that is, there are things that you can find under special documents. So if you want to make a syllabus, it'll give you a little template for a syllabus. Of course, if you have your own that's, say, like a Word document, you can import it through external importing. If, say, you want a main course web page, you can do that. That'll give you a little template. Won't be very fancy, but it will be something. You can do a score upload form, which is very important if you have tests that are not done through Lon-Capa, which if yours is a traditional class, then that's how you'll do it. So this is actually exceptionally easy, and maybe I'll have a different mini lesson on that. But just know that this is where you would create that. You can also create a discussion board. You can do a personal information page if you want your students to get to know you, whatever. The one thing I would strongly, strongly recommend not doing is new composite pages. They are a complete pain to try to mess around with, to set parameters for, to get grades for. They will make your life much more difficult than it needs to be. So I recommend avoiding composite pages whenever possible. Okay. One other thing before I leave this little section, and that is that you can do some randomizing here. Okay. So say you've got assignment 1 Um, okay, fine. But, uh, or say we've got, maybe this will be a better example. Say we've got two problems based on z-scores, but you only want the students to do one of them, but you want to make it random as to which one they get. So some students will get this question, some students will get that question. Okay. So the way to do that, you can make a new folder. Name it whatever you want. That was probably way too long for a folder name, but whatever. Okay. So I'm going to copy that little file, put it in here. I'll go back, stick the other one, put that in there. Oh, copy the same one. Copy a different one, stick it in here. Okay, so now I've got two different problems based on z-scores in the file called random folder for assignment 1 z-scores. Okay. Okay, so maybe I want even this thing to be inside assignment 1. So I cut it, go in here, and paste it. Okay. So now I see I'm in main course documents, assignment 1. I've got this here. So within assignment 1, now I'm in this folder, and I've got 2. Okay, so let's go back to assignment 1, where I've got this. But I only want the students to do one z-score. So here I do random pick. I choose 1, and I hit save. So maybe you've got, if this is a test bank of questions, you can have several different folders for each type of question, and you can pick one from each type, or 2 or 3, however many you want. So that's one application. Another application is if you're doing surveys and maybe you're changing the order of the questions and you want different students to see different order, and then you'll compare to see how that affects the results of the survey. You can do that as an application, or basically your creativity is the limiting factor here. So, okay, so that is building the course. One other thing that you can do is see what is in your course by going to course contents up here at the top. Okay, so you click course contents, and that shows everything. Actually, let me go back and make sure I've reinitialized. Otherwise, I won't see it in course contents. Okay, so course contents. Let's see what's in your course. So notice I've got basically the same things that I saw in Course Editor. So this is exactly what the students see when they hit course contents. So you can go into assignment 1, and I can hit this thing and see everything in there. Okay, so that's what's there. So also within course contents, notice that you're seeing everything that you saw in Course Editor, but you're also seeing things like when the answer is available, when things are due, when things are closed, whether they've been assigned or not, whether they're open or not, whether you got it right or whether you got it wrong, things like that. This not graded means that I set these as practice problems, which means they're not graded. We'll go into that under the parameters mini lesson. But at any rate, this is everything that's in your course. Okay, so one last note before I end, and that is what the students see. So as a student, how do you see the different problems that you've assigned? Okay, so if you go in as a student, course contents is exactly the same, so they see the same thing. So let's say they've got assignment 1 due. Okay, so what they'll do is just click on the first resource within that folder. So question 1. Okay, so it's not open to be viewed. But typically you'll see the actual problem. And to get to the next one, you just hit that green arrow and move on to the next one. Surely I've got something that's open. Alright, I'll switch to the course coordinator so I can see everything. Okay. So this is what they see if I go to course contents, if things were open. Okay, so you hit question 1. You see, okay, so this is just some problem I stole from the chem department. Fine. So this is the first question within assignment 1. Hit the green arrow to see the second one, um, and so forth. And they just navigate through their entire assignment like that. Okay. Okay, so that's how it works. Now notice, if you were looking at this, you've got one submit per screen. Okay, to get to the next submit, you need to hit the green arrow, and you'll see the next question, just one submit. When you're in your construction space making your problems, if you want to see, say, 5 different problems, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all on the same screen, and you want 5 different submits, you can do that by making multi-part questions. Okay, and we'll go into more detail when we talk about construction spaces. But just so you know how things look like for the students, that's what it is. So that's what they see. Okay?